for being here this morning, and we've got a fast agenda today, and we're going to kick it off loud and big. So in a moment, I want you to think about the energy that you're going to provide the next speaker that I'm going to introduce to you. So when I say this person's name, I want everyone to come out of their chairs. I want everybody to cheer and scream and clap like the greatest thing in the world has ever happened. And part of this exercise is so that you can feel what it's like to get excited and to celebrate something really, really big. Sometimes we go a long stretch in our lives and we don't get that excited. We're not celebrating as loud and as powerfully as we could. But I want you to practice that this morning in your life. Start feeling great about getting excited about life. This individual that I want to introduce to you, I've known him now for about the past year in person. However, I've heard about this person for many years. Their reputation preceded them. And it's kind of like, you know, when you've heard about somebody for so long, when you finally meet them, it feels like you've known them for a really, really long time. And that's how I feel about this next person. As if I've known them for many years of my life. I've read about them. I've heard stories about them. I've seen them in action. But I never had a chance to shake this person's hand. And when I did, it was such an honor. This person has an experience as a master's level, university level professor in economics. This person has written articles. They're an acclaimed speaker. They've taught not just economics, but he's taught individuals how to understand the power of wealth building in a new economy. And that's their topic. If you looked at the trophies, the accolades, the certificates, and the awards that this person has received all across this board, they're tall and wide. There's cabinets of these things. But that's not what makes this person happy. What makes this person happy is the ability they've had to get down to the individual level and look people in the eyes, understand what makes them tick and click, learning about the fire in their belly and helping them take that and manifest it into something great in their life. I've had the privilege of working personally with this person inside of longevity in the field, and it's exciting to see all of that experience and wisdom that they had put to the test. And I am just marveled and I'm amazed at the impact that this person has had on so many lives. So on that note, wealth building in a new economy, please help me welcome Mr. Michael Jude.
Sunday here in Auckland, New Zealand, isn't it? Yeah? Walked up Albert Street and it was gorgeous. Gorgeous. I saw smiling people. They looked like they'd gotten up early on their Saturday. Yes. Slaves' day off, right? Saturday. Some were still sleeping in. In all seriousness today, Scott, thank you for that generous introduction. I do want to talk about how you can have 365 Saturday mornings in your life. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah. How many of you still have a day job? I mean, you may love it, you may not, that's fine. Okay, most of the room. How many of you would like to dump that and have perpetual Saturday morning? Yes. Everybody in the room. What if I could show you how this vehicle that we have, this new evolutionary development in human history called network marketing, could be the vehicle for freedom for yourself, your family, your circle of friends, and your entire community? What would that be worth to you? Hello? Yeah, okay. Well, let me ask you a question. We got to start somewhere. Let's start at the beginning. How many of you love your spouse and your family? Just show of hands. Wow. Everybody in the room. Perfect. Oh, there's a couple, but okay. How many of you love these products, the 90 for life, the message, the research, the efficacy, the lives changed? Yeah. How many of you love your team?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How many of you love network marketing?
Yeah.
Not so much. How many of you like network marketing?
Yeah!
Okay. How many of you would love to love network marketing?
Yeah!
Okay. Now I'm going to ask you in a moment to share with each other a couple of quick questions. We're not going to take long, just a couple of words with each other. First, I would say, turn to your friend and say, what do you like about network marketing? Just maybe one word or two. So go ahead, just talk to your neighbor. What do you like about network marketing? It could be the money, it could be the freedom, the products. Yeah, okay. Okay, everybody got something? Okay, so now we're going to switch and talk about what do you love about network marketing? Just a word or two. What do you love about network marketing? Dig deep. It could be the community building, personal development. It could be the promise of freedom, long-term security. It could be any of these. Okay? Some of you are having to dig a little deeper. Now, we're going to switch it up. We're going to switch it up. What do you not like about network marketing? What do you not like? Just maybe one or two things. Prospecting, rejection, scars. Yeah? And some of you are having trouble digging that up, I know, right? Okay, we're going to switch it up one more time. What do you really, really not like about network? I hate it's too strong a word, but what do you not like about network marketing? Just one or two words. Be honest. Okay? All right. So I want to actually give you a bit of an overview of what's possible here. But first, again, we have to start somewhere. So let's start in the beginning. Back in the day, we were as a tribe, as a humanity, we were hunters and gatherers, right? So we would pillage and plunder, we would hunt, we would gather, and you know, they say the world's oldest. What's the world's oldest profession? It shows where your mind goes. It's slavery. Slavery. And that might include a couple of other things, I don't know. Look, slavery, right? Pillage and plunder. The rule of the strong. If you had horses or spears or whatever they had, they would take people as slaves. And that's the world's oldest institution, and it still exists today. As a matter of fact, plug for my good friend Scott Fargulis. He is involved in a worldwide charity that frees child sex slaves around the world. So, you know, kudos to you, Scott. So slavery is alive, not well, but it's alive. But there's a new insidious form of slavery, okay? There's a slavery with chains and spears and all that, but there's a new form of slavery. And I want to give you just a quick tour. So about 5,000 years ago, people stopped being hunters and gatherers because they had the ability to finally grow stuff. They figured it out. But 5,000 years and 5 million or 5 billion years, that's not even a hiccup, right? So relatively recently, wealth was created through owning people, through slavery, pillage and plunder, or through growing things. People could settle in a place and, you know, feed their family. But guess what? The pillage and plunderers would still come around harvest time and grab off those crops. So that system didn't work so well. But fast forward really to just a couple hundred years ago, this thing called the Industrial Revolution. So first wealth was created by pillage and plunder, then by growing things, and then wealth was created by building things. If you wanted to be wealthy, you had to have a factory. Now, they still had a new kind of serfdom or feudal system and slavery, but it was called wage slavery. Get it? Wage slavery. Actually, it's very enlightened. If you think about it, why would you want to own another human being? If that's your capital asset and they get sick or die, you've lost a lot of money. Wouldn't it be smarter to just give them a couple of bucks an hour and say, you take care of your own well-being, because if you drop, I'll just get another one. So fast forward a little bit more to the 1950s, 1960s. Guess what happened? We finally moved from wealth was created not by grabbing off things or growing things or making things. Wealth was suddenly created by doing things. A service economy. It was the first time we had where more people we're working on things than building things or growing things or stealing things. Now I want to fast forward yet again to the 80s and 90s and the noughties. And now we're in a knowledge economy, aren't we? Where people make their wealth is created largely up here. But I would posit that we're actually moving to yet another transition. Now you notice we went from 5 billion years to 5,000 years to 50 years, 100 years. This stuff's coming fast, guys. Now I'm telling you all this for a reason. It's not just interesting. The reason is, in each of those systems, there were winners and there were losers. And wouldn't it be nice to have the strategy, the winner's strategy for wealth creation? Yeah?
Yeah. Yes.
Would you like that strategy?
Yes.
Would you be happy if I gave you that strategy?
Yes.
Would you be open to having an open mind and absorbing some new information, maybe subtly shifting what you do to adopt the winner's strategy for wealth creation? And I would say each and every one of you have what you need right here, right now, to become a winner in this new economy. Let me explain. In this new economy, there are strategies that no longer require lots of capital. If you wanted to have a farm, you had to usually inherit the farm or steal it. Most people, money didn't really exist in widespread circulation until relatively recent, a couple hundred years ago. And even then it was, the nobility had money, but you wouldn't have had money. I wouldn't have had money. Money's new. So wealth was created through inheritance. Then a factory, you had to have this thing called capital. You had to accumulate enough money to build a factory and employ people and get something up for wealth creation. Few people could do that. Move to the service economy and you had this thing called time. You could sell your time, you could rent your time. But what's the limitation there? Well, you've only got 24 hours a day. Right? You might get a higher wage, but you're still a wage slave. But more and more people were able to break out than farm, than factory. Move into the knowledge economy, and what's the limitation there? Anybody? Knowledge. Right? How much is a university degree? One. And is that even a guarantee that you can apply that knowledge? Probably not. So these limitations, but now we've moved into a whole new economic era. And I promise you it won't be the last. Human development's speeding up. So let's look at this new economy. Now, some of you know the answer to this. If you've heard this before, please don't, share it too loudly. But name for me a company that didn't even exist 10 or 15 years ago. The owners are gazillionaires, and they're under 40. They don't grow anything. I don't know if they steal anything, but they don't grow anything. They don't build anything. What do? They give away stuff. They give away valuable stuff, and you probably used this company this week or today. Facebook. That's the new economy, folks. The market cap valuation of Facebook is way beyond General Motors, General Electric, massive. These companies have been around 100 years. And these guys, a couple of young guys come along, and they've used the strategy I'm going to share with you to create wealth in the new economy. Now let's look at what Facebook is and what it does, because it's a great example. Facebook gives away valuable information for free. It enriches your life by giving you something really valuable, and they don't charge for it. How cool is that? How many of you would like to give away really valuable stuff for free and get rich doing it? How many? Okay, well here's the secret. Humans, in their infinite intelligence and wisdom, have been inspired to create this thing called network marketing. Now you might be thinking, Jude's off the rocker. What does network marketing have to do with Facebook or the new economy? Well, let's look at network marketing and let's look at the new economy. The new economy is not created by growing, stealing, or building things. It's created by giving away valuable knowledge and information for free. Enriching people's lives first, paying it forward, and then reaping the rewards. What do we do in network marketing? Do we give away valuable information for free, pay it forward, and then reap the rewards? Absolutely. That's why when the other speakers were up here talking about, we educate, we don't sell. Anybody here want to be a salesman? How many of you said the thing you don't like about network marketing is sales? Selling things. How many said the thing you hate about network marketing is sales? Yeah. Rejection, fear, intimidation. Put all those right up front, because you know what? You don't need to worry about that stuff ever again. I'm willing to bet. You get the top earners up here and ask them, did you sell anything this week? And they're going to go, no, it's not what I do. Ask them what they do. I share. I educate. I inspire. I help people. I dive into people's lives and I help them solve their problems. And I get paid very well for it. So let's unpack this strategy of how to be successful in network marketing and why network marketing is the vehicle for wealth creation for yourself, your family, your community, and how it can lead to the ultimate freedom. The freedom of choice, the freedom of time, freedom of location, and the freedom to follow your spiritual destiny. So if it's true that what we do is we give away valuable information, such as, did you know that there are answers? There's an epidemic out here. Everybody already knows that. But did you know there are natural, safe, effective, cost-effective ways to engage with that can help you and your family get radiant health? Not just deal with the problems, but become radiantly healthy. That's valuable information. Wouldn't you like to know the answer to that? Sure. Do you know there's a way to get out of the rat race? Last time I checked, the rats are still winning. Do you want to be a rat? Do you know there's a way to actually have real integrated community in your life? Not community of convenience, although I love that too, but deep community, where people are deeply connected. Do you know there's a way to ensure your old age retirement? Ensure the wealth passing on to your children and your grandchildren? Do you know there's a way to actually have world-class personal development, professional development training, all for free? See, these are important messages. People want this stuff. And if you are the access, if you're the gateway for them to get this stuff, you will get wealthy. Anybody want to get wealthy?
Yes.
Okay. So let's look at the strategy. Let's look at the strategy. Let's define what you do in your network marketing business, in your career. Can you see yourself being a person who has knowledge and gives it away for free? Can you see that bit? Can you see that piece? Can you see that? Probably what you're already doing. Yep. Can you see yourself doing that in a professional way, a consistent way? A way that feels good to you, respects the other person, and the other person will actually respond in a way, a positive way. Can you see that? Can you see that as a possibility?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, let me suggest that one of the reasons people don't necessarily make it, or don't make it as fast as they want to in network marketing, is that they're not, I don't want to say they're not trained properly, but they're not executing the fundamentals consistently. Would that be a fair assessment?
Yes.
Yeah. What would it take for you to make a commitment right now, today, in this session, at this event, on this weekend, in your life, to actually learn and execute the fundamentals consistently? Is that a big deal or a little deal or somewhere in the middle deal? But can you see yourself doing it?
Yeah. Yes.
Especially if you know at the other end of that journey lies financial freedom, health freedom, time freedom, location freedom, freedom, community, to have people in your life that love and respect you and you love and respect. Can you see that it'd be worth that?
Yes.
Yep. Now here's a little something I just want to share. Okay, if you've watched the movie Facebook or you know a little bit of the history, these guys kind of got a little bit, not lucky, but they sort of stumbled into something they didn't know. I want to share that that's been my journey in network marketing. Okay, I was introduced very powerfully, but I'd love to say, gosh, I looked at the whole field of human opportunity and I said, okay, network marketing's the gig. It didn't work that way. It didn't work that way. I, like you, had somebody in my life who said, hey, check this out. And they said it, they weren't professional about it, they just said it. And they said it the way I could hear it. And I responded, and one step led to another. So it was good enough. It wasn't great. My upline, my first deal was not, I mean, beautiful human being, but I wouldn't call him a great networker. I would just say it was good enough. And on some deep intuitive level, he said what I needed to hear. And he got very wealthy, by the way. And so did we. So do you have to be an expert? Do you have to be the biggest, guy on the horse pillage and plundering? Or do you have to be the biggest landowner in the Middle Ages? Or do you have to be the other Gates, the Gates rubber, guy, Carnegie? No, you don't have to be those guys. And probably most of us wouldn't want that. We wouldn't even want to be the owners of Facebook, maybe in some fantasy world, but, we just have to be good enough, but good enough to have our dreams. Okay? So here's what I'm going to invite you to do. On the one hand, you've got your dreams and goals. Everybody have an idea how you like your life to turn out for yourself, your children, your family. You got some kind of an idea. You want enough time, enough money, enough freedom, enough health to have a great life. Yeah, anybody not have that? Okay, on the other hand, what you've got is learning some fundamentals and executing them regularly in a good enough way. Anybody here not willing to make that trade-off? I mean, be honest, you don't have to answer to me. But you've seen enough examples of people who are pretty much like you, who have made it, right? Can you see that it comes down to this choice point? And I want to put another edge on this choice point, and that is that the economy is still shifting. What we're doing here today, we may or may not be doing in 20, 30, 40, 50 years. It may look different again, for a number of reasons. I think it's getting better. As human beings, we're evolving new systems, new strategies, new structures. But put that deep question aside, and I want to offer you some more information about this brilliant industry called network marketing. It's young. It's only about 50, 60 years old. But it's huge. It's not a little thing. We're approaching $200 billion a year of sales turnover. That's a lot of money, guys. That's bigger than the GDP of a lot of developed countries. So 100 million people plus doing you're one of 100 million people worldwide in this industry. Not a small industry. Let's look at where network marketing came from and where it's going. Where it came from was an old granddaddy called Amway, which you, at a certain level, you got a bunch of stuff, you put it in your garage, you had a little retail store out of your neighborhood. Then it moved into the information age where we drop ship from company direct to the consumer. Then we moved into the knowledge age where we now have websites and we have a lot of sophisticated ways to do business. But what hasn't changed there? Your job is to share valuable information, to gift valuable information to people, and they'll do what they do. That hasn't changed. And it won't change going forward. But what's changing is that the middle class is disappearing. Now, that may sound like a radical statement. You would go, what do I care? Jude, what do I care? Here's why you care. Because 100 million people sounds like a lot, especially in a country of 3 or 4 million, 5 billion. But it's nothing compared to what's coming. This industry is about to explode. It's going to explode. The top 10 companies that turn over 10 to 15 billion a year, that's almost $1 billion a month per company, for a big company. They're going to look like the old General Motors versus Facebook shortly. Now, why do I say that? What evidence do I have? It's this. The middle class is getting squeezed. The middle class is what we want in our societies because it's where most people are, and they can have a home and a car and a family, and they can put the kids in school and eat. But what's happening? Well, the labor market's compressing from the bottom because we've now got billions of new people that are willing to work for a lot less than the developed economy's people. And the top end's compressing because if any of you are accountants or lawyers, you know like I do, or professional people, I can get somebody in another country on the internet to do the same job for a half or a third. And they're trained just the way you are. Sorry, no offense. The middle class is disappearing, and what are these people going to do? There's only so much social support. They're going to be looking to start their own business. Isn't that the dream? People know you want to get rich. What are they going to do? They got $500,000 to go open a franchise? No. Do they have the time to do that? Do they have education? No. They know the stats on business startups. Where is the logical place? Where's the only place that they can go without a credit check, without a lot of money, without any training? They may even have a prison record, criminal record. We don't check resumes, do we? They can come here and become independently free. It's an irresistible offer. And all you have to do is be like the guy that told me about good enough. You just have to be good enough to offer it. You don't have to be necessarily a Tom Chenault to do this. But you can get a Tom Chenault. See, that's the thing. But you do have to do it. It is called network marketing. And this is perhaps the hardest part for us former wage slaves. Right? Because that dynamic from school through work, through the way we govern ourselves, is we're told what to do and we execute. This will require a leap of your consciousness and your evolution as human being. You're going to have to become sovereign enough to say, I am doing this, and trust that somebody's got your back and they're going to support you during this. Now, you may not believe in a higher power, but you can believe in your upline. You can believe in your team. And you can believe in your downline. And you can believe in this great industry. And you can believe in this company. And you can believe that you are in the greatest time on the human chain of evolution, on the greatest country in the world. And you've got the greatest team around you. And you have the greatest opportunity to set a new path for your children and your grandchildren, the people who are going to come behind. This is it. It's right here, right now. This is the moment where you can choose for your greatness, for your spiritual destiny, for your unfolding as a human being, for your ability to contribute to others in ways you've never imagined. So who's up for the game?
Yes.
Show me you're up for the game. Yes. Who's up for the game? Stand up if you're up for the game. All right. I'm your partner in this game. Thank you very much.